Missed an episode of your favorite podcast? Choose from over a decade of content in our archives, not just the latest episode. All free at GCNlive.com.
This is your call to action. Get prepared, America. Economy, survival, energy, disasters. This is USAPrepares.com. Informative radio, educational radio. Interact now by emailing instructor@USAPrepares.com or text at 434-390-7953. Class, please take your seats. Now, your instructor, Vincent Finelli.
Everyone all set, cocked, locked? Here we go. Your dial set correctly to USAPrepares.com. We're broadcasting 2 hours today, and we are delighted you're here with us. John is engineering the broadcast in Minnesota at the GCN. I'm Vin Finelli, and with me from across the ocean, Miles in Europe. Welcome, Miles.
Hey, good morning, Vincent. Good morning, class. I hope you're all doing well. We finally made it and connected together here on the air again.
Miles, is really funny. You heard probably for the very first time me say, John was saying, okay, we're going on the air, like now. And I said, do we have to? and the funny thing is, he hears that every day from me. Every single day he hears, do we have to? And, of course, I'm just pulling his leg, but he's reminding me that we're going on the air in just a couple minutes. Miles, you and I were talking about something that I find quite fascinating. And let me just set this up. Several weeks ago, I was talking with our daughter who lives in Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia. And I said to her, you live in this neighborhood, and it's a nice neighborhood, but you're surrounded by people who work for the federal government. You live with people who work for the FBI, the CIA, and the list goes on and on and on. I said, well, when there's a change in the regime, when Barry is no longer the president and some people get laid off, there are going to be for sale signs everywhere. There's going to be a drastic drop in your property values. I think you ought to get out. Sell right now, get out, and maybe move to, Missouri where we are. That'd be kind of nice. And so, she's a little reluctant to do that. And she's thinking, well, everything's normal and everything's calm here where she lives. And that dovetails with what Cliff High has been talking about on the WebBot report, right?
Well, Cliff released a message 2 days ago on his Twitter account where he pointed out what we are talking about for now approximately a year, and that is that the values of properties are going to fall for about 48%. This is what he got out of his WebBot report, and that is just the beginning. He also states in that post on his Twitter account, everybody can go there, just Twitter Cliff High, and you can see his headlines there. He states that 2016 will be the time of the most listings of property that ever occurred in America. And that the problem is that nobody can afford to buy then these properties, and this is a situation that's not only valid for America. This is a situation that is valid as well for Europe. So we talked about that. We were talking about that since 1 year, and we're trying to get the word out to prepare for that and to find a safe spot where you're out of reach of problems that might occur in these now nice places, but everybody who works for an alphabet probably has the proper equipment to defend themselves, or even to go for the neighbors and check for food there. That would be something that I would be taken into account when I live in a place like Virginia.
And one of the things that was mentioned was that there'd be a 99% reduction in the number of buyers of real estate. That really means that if you want to sell your property, forget it. I know a man who is interested in selling his property in the state of Missouri. And he was telling me that the property is worth about $1 million. And he did some research, and he found out that there was only 8 sales of property in his area in Missouri that were in the $1 million neighborhood. Now, these are not farms. This would be like a residential neighborhood. So $1 million house, there are only 8 of them that sold last year. So if he wants to sell his and it's worth $1 million, it's going to be tough now, and it's going to get tougher going forward when you talk about a 99% reduction that Cliff High is finding in his WebBot report. This is pretty serious stuff, Miles. This is massive depression that we're talking about.
Well, I give you an example what's happening right now here in Europe. We have all these immigrants coming in, and prior to that, we had the artificially created Greece crisis, the Spanish, Italian, and the Portuguese crisis. These countries are economically bankrupt, and that was produced that way. So the industrial countries of Europe that still made some money had to come together. All the countries had to come together and form a so-called European safety mechanism where the nation states surrendered the financial departments to that so-called ESM. They cannot sue them. They are not liable. These ESM now can pull directly from their central banks or from their accounts money and redistribute that in Europe. And in order to finance that, they started to bail into your deeds, into your property deeds, up to 30%. John talked about that they want to take the property, but how do they monetize that? Here's the trick. They go into the deed and monetize that with a bank. And they turn around, they create another certificate with a bank, and the bank pays then the what is due on the deed directly to the government's bank account, and turns around and sells that then again on the stock exchange.
Miles, I had a chance to talk to a banker, behind the desk, in the last couple of weeks. Sat in the bank, and what I was actually doing was closing an account that has not been active. And we were talking about currency and digits. And Miles, I was really quite surprised at the lack of training that people who work at the bank, who are dressed nicely in suits, they wear nice clothes, they look like they are professionals. But I think at the floor level where they interface with customers, they really don't know what's going on. Is that the same thing as you're finding in Europe? Is it the same?
It's exactly the same. They are paid not to know. They're being occupied with their daily business, and they don't find what's going on. Somebody more upstairs knows about these things. The guy you're talking to at a level in a bank, they really have no clue. But let me go back to the properties. When the government bails in, and let's say you have just to have it easy to calculate, you have a property that is worth $100,000. They bail in with 30%, so they take $30,000 out of it. And now the price of the property collapses about a half. So who owns the property then? Who's going to pay the taxes?
Miles, I just can't imagine that we're going to stand for this. I just can't imagine that the village is going to allow this to continue without rising up in a very serious way. Do you see that happening?
Well, what I see is that an old system system is nothing else than a matrix of beliefs that has been given out to us, and we have been educated to believe in that and to wiggle our lives into this belief system. I think that this system is now coming to a not grinding halt, it's like falling apart, and we need to find out what we will do as a secondary strategy in order to create a new system for us where we can withstand for what's coming.
Okay, so what we're talking about is the new business model while we're in crisis, right?
Yes. And it starts with property. If you have a property that is rural, where you can do farming, you have opportunities now. So you have options and opportunities to do something for yourself, by yourself, or to bundle up together with a couple of people that bring skills to the table that you can utilize then together in order to do to have a plan B in order to withstand for what's coming.
Okay, so that's back to building our village, our network of neighbors who are willing to work together to survive and have common goals and objectives. Okay.
Not necessarily the village.
Okay.
Probably now it's more on the individual level, and what can come out of that would be a creation of a network or a village. But right now, in the second segment, let's talk about then what kind of options everybody has who has this property or has a family that is having such a property, how they can wiggle through that.
Okay, and Miles, I've tried so hard to, and for many years since I've moved to Missouri, I've tried to get people who live in the same county to work together, to share knowledge, to share training, to share experiences. It's darn near impossible. I've said to you that my best friends are people I haven't even met.
Yeah, that's exactly right. This is the tribe. This is your new tribe that you already haven't met yet.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
We all know that Berkey Water Purification Systems are the most trusted name in water filtration. As an authorized Berkey dealer for over 6 years and serving thousands of satisfied customers, the Berkey Guy offers amazing specials for Berkey Water Filtration Systems. The Berkey Light Systems include a set of self-sterilizing and recleanable black purification elements that purify water by removing chlorine, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, and parasites to non-detectable levels and remove harmful chemicals such as herbicides and pesticides. Order the Berkey Light System today, complete with 2 black Berkey elements for only $231, and the Berkey Guy will ship your order free of charge. With the purchase of a Berkey Light, the Berkey Guy is also offering a set of fluoride and arsenic filters for only $39.99. That's over 30% off the retail price. Call the Berkey Guy at 1-877-886-3653. That's 1-877-886-3653. Or order online at GoBerkey.com. That's GoBerkey.com today.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states.
Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver.
This is Dan Pilla. Do you owe the IRS money you can't pay? Are tax debts crippling you? I've defended people from the IRS for over 30 years. I've helped thousands, and I can help you too. I wrote the book on IRS settlement, and I'm telling you, there's no such thing as a hopeless case. Call 800-34-NO-TAX to finally get free of IRS debt. With the IRS's new programs, there's never been a better time to solve your problem. Call 800-34-NO-TAX. That's 800-34-NO-TAX, or my website, danpilla.com.
Class Miles is with us, and Miles is in Europe. And Miles and I talk many times during the week. And one of the things that we were mentioning just before the broadcast started, in a few seconds before the broadcast started today, was the correlation that we found with Cliff High's work, his WebBot project, and the work that we do here at USA Prepares. And what I mean by that is the instructors, I talk with the instructors on the air, off the air. We do the broadcast classes. And it seems that our work really is in concert with what Cliff High has found to be the case with the WebBot project. And Miles, you were talking about sometimes we're several days earlier than he is, right?
Well, when I recall our conversations over the time, we were going over items that, a little later, a couple of weeks later, were then a topic in a WebBot report. And when you pull together what you're talking about with all the other instructors, what information you're actually gathering there, that's pretty much the case.
And that's why I have this heightened sense of concern for our future, and that's why I'm preparing at a very rapid pace. So in that vein, those who we have been recommending, Miles, you have a farm, we have a farm, and many of our instructors, Aaron Dakins has a farm, and other instructors here at USA Prepares have farms. We figured out independently that the city is not the place for us to be. We figured out that the neighborhoods are not the place for us to be. We need to be away from the cities, away from the suburbs, where we can raise our own food and animals and so forth. And we've determined this independently. And then, after we figured that out, then we seem to get together and find each other and then figure out that, we all thought pretty much the same thing. And that's why we had done what we've done and moved our families, to what was considered a lower station in life. So, for example, if you look at who was looked at as being very well off, that would be the investment bankers, the Wall Street crowd, those kinds of guys, the politicians. But those guys don't really do anything. They can't fend for themselves generally. They don't know how to farm, raise food, take care of animals, and so forth. So what we're talking about now is we're different from those guys. We're different because we are not consumers. We are producers. Well, if we have property, we have the options, as you were saying. So why don't we pursue your thoughts, Miles? What do we do with that property?
First off, disclaimer here. Don't believe a word I say. Do your own research. And if you find helpful what I'm talking about today and what Vincent is talking about, apply it. Otherwise, stay where you are, feel fine. That's all okay. Everybody has the right to do and to believe in what everybody wants to do. So this is my disclaimer to begin with.
I agree with that.
So for me, what I see coming up is that we will have a problem that goes hand in hand with your elections. Your elections are, for me, something like a theatrical. It's a theater. Theater, the word comes out of the Greek, and it meant that the people go to a place where they learn from the gods that are ruling them what the morals for the day, for the week, for that time have to be, what kind of philosophy you have to live by. So what you're seeing there is, it is just a show that they're pulling. And in order to focus you on something you really should not invest your time in. Your time is better invested in taking care of what you can do for you now. And it starts this weekend. This weekend you have the option to watch the Super Bowl, to hang out with a couple of friends drinking beer that is produced in your neck of the woods, probably with radioactive water already, and to share some GMO corn tortilla chips, and just watch two tribes crashing their heads together. Or you can start reading something that brings you forward, or you can start watching videos about how to garden, how to do hydroponic gardening with a Kratky system, or things like that. We continue when we come back from this break.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today. Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug-out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
What would your life be like if you woke up each morning with new vitality, feeling better than you have in years, and you noticed a difference in your sleeping patterns, blood sugar levels, and had a sense of well-being overall? There's something that is changing thousands of people's lives, and you could be one of them. It's called Heart and Body Extract. Sharon Harris, co-creator of Heart and Body Extract, talks about the positive effects of Heart and Body Extract.
What happens with the formula Heart and Body Extract is it's giving the body the necessary vitamins, minerals, amino acids, enzymes, and phytonutrients so the body will heal itself. And yes, the body does have the ability to balance blood pressure, balance cholesterol, clean and unclog the arteries. It can also work on balancing the circulation for diabetics. So the body is an amazing thing. It simply needs some help, so it has the tools to heal itself.
Heart and Body Extract gets results. To order your 2-month supply, call now, toll free at 866-295-5305. Order online at hbextract.com.
If survivalist housing has been in your plans, get ready. We're bringing our Timberline range camps to you February 6th through 14th at the Great American Outdoor Show in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Get an up-close look at some of our most popular Timberline models, or visit survivalistcamps.com to pre-order a camp. We'll bring it to the show and save you the cost of shipping. It's the perfect time to get that camp you've wanted. Go to survivalistcamps.com, then plan on joining us at the Great American Outdoor Show in February in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Is negative content or comments on the web affecting your personal or professional reputation? Unfavorable comments, embarrassing pictures, videos, legal documents, and negative articles can ruin your personal life, your career, or your business. It happens a lot, and it's just not fair. But what can you do? ReputationDefender.com can help protect your good name. Get a free consultation now. Call 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Call right now for a free expert reputation analysis. It's easy to squash the unfair attacks with our patented system, and the analysis is absolutely free. Make the best things about you jump out in searches. Protect your personal and professional reputation, your business, and your income. Get your free reputation analysis from ReputationDefender.com right now. Call 800-831-0771. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771. Or visit ReputationDefender.com today.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
You haven't experienced yogurt until you've tried a Mossy, embodying health and flavor in a true whole milk, green-fed dairy beverage. Every sip pays homage to our old world cows and the ancient culturing methods their milk benefits from. With over 30 probiotics, a Mossy's undeniably nutritious, refined, cultured sensation bolsters your health and awakens your passion for dairy. A Mossy's so good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Ted Anderson telling you about Jordan Rubin's Beyond Organic Green-Fed Raw Cheddar Artesian Cheese featuring whole milk created through ancient dairy breeding, unpasteurized, untreated whole milk on the same farm the cows graze, containing natural sources of omega-3s, CLA protein, calcium, probiotics, and enzymes. I have never tasted cheese this good, and you need to try it. Contact your Youngevity distributor or call 877-878-4203 or go to gcnteam.com.
Miles is with us. Miles, it brings a smile to my face what you're talking about the Super Bowl, and as a bunch of experts trying to give each other's concussions. And I spoke with our daughter yesterday, and she was telling me about a meeting she went to, and I was really proud of her because part of this meeting, and this is she works at an institution of higher learning. And this question came up, kind of like a test question for those in the meeting. And it was about the Super Bowl. And her response was, so who's playing? She had no idea who was playing. So obviously her attention is not diverted by theater and circuses. And I think your point is quite valid. You can watch the Super Bowl, or you can do something productive for yourself and for your family and for your long-term well-being. So the options, what do we do, Miles? Did I lose Miles?
Did you lose me, or am I back now?
Yeah, you're back.
Okay. So here's the deal. If Cliff is right, what his WebBot report threw out, then we will have things going on until summer, and from summer on, things will be not good anymore. Meaning, prices of food will adapt to the prices in Canada. So, only under the premise that he is right, we're basing now our assumptions and our strategy on that, what to do. Preparation starts now. And this is last minute preparation. I don't mean like you're getting the best tools and whatever you need to do. It is just simply to wiggle through what you can afford to buy, to have for as something that you can barter with that then will be higher in value than it is today. And I'm not talking about solar, because if Cliff is right, the affordability and the availability of silver will be going downhill in summer. So let's talk about what you can do as an individual from today on in order to smart up your life and really find out what your life can be about in summer then. Is that okay with you?
Yes, and I had just one question. When you're talking about silver, were you saying that the availability of silver will be going down? It'll be less available in the market, and the price will be going up. Is that what you're saying?
Well, if the dollar goes south and you have to buy an ounce of silver for $400, that changes the game.
Sure. Okay, I just wanted to make sure that our class knew exactly what you're saying. So according to Cliff's research, the price of silver denominated in dollars will go up.
And the value of the dollar will go down, as well as the euro.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
I just wanted to get that point of clarification.
Okay. So what you can do today is start up finding out what life for you really means when things are going to be very expensive. Look at Canada, where you buy a box of cereals for $17 or a can or a box of laundry detergent for $54 Canadian. Things like that. A chicken, $20 a pop. These are the prices that you can then expect, and you need to find out where you can cut down or where you can prepare today in order to have something that makes you last through the winter without having more expenses on your food that you need on a daily basis.
I'm following very clearly because a bell pepper is about $8 at least in Canada right now.
Yes, my wife went to Canada 2 weeks ago, and she was totally shocked. She went into a supermarket, and she couldn't believe the prices that she saw there. But just because the Canadian dollar is so low, the euro is still buying pretty good, and that was fine. But we traveling over the planet for the last 10 years, we kind of have a little bit of feeling about prices where things are starting to change, and we definitely can see that prices are starting to change with you in America as well, and that would be like in the metropolitan areas such as New York, Boston, on the other side, Los Angeles and Seattle. Prices are going up with the foods already. But what we're going to see in summer, if Cliff is right, is that you will not afford to buy pretty much. You have to get away with a third of what you're eating today.
That's dramatic, Miles.
Well, let me say that again. The difference between today and what can come, if Cliff's numbers are right, is that you will eat only a third of that, what you can afford now. So you have a choice. Watch the Super Bowl, get the final packages of Dorito and have some soda pops and enjoy the game. Or you can start preparing for what might come and buying low-cost items that you still can get as a low-cost item if you are in a city. Let's take the city slickers first, okay, and the ones that are more in an environment of a town or a village and that don't have a farm. What we suggested here a year ago to people that live in the next city is to stock up on soap. Soap is something that is going to be a very good item for bartering because everybody needs personal hygiene. Well, you can go 3 days, but then you really need to do something about it. And these items that you can get now, for instance, at Aldi's, you go to Aldi and you buy a case of soap. You have something for you, but you have something to barter with in these cases as well.
Miles, I just cannot get over this. You and I have not discussed this. Several days ago, I was in a store and I bought 13 cases of soap. I thought there was a closeout. It was 12 bars of Zest soap, 4 ounces per bar, 12 bars per small case, and I bought 13. I thought, I should probably leave some for some others. And but we bought most of what they had on the shelf, and people were looking at me like, "Wow, what's wrong with you?" Because you can always get that at the store. And I was thinking it was such a good value that why would I not buy it?
Okay, let's go over a couple of other items, such as sunflower oil. I wouldn't go for the plant oil. I would go for the sunflower oil because it's only one plant that is being used there. You can stock up with that and use that. Everybody needs a little bit of fat in their food. It's a great item to barter with, and especially then when farming goes down and because of the cost of production and the cost of import, and people will have a problem in affording a quart of sunflower oil that will then cost approximately $10 to $15.
And that would be, what, 4 times the current cost?
At least. Mm-hmm. So the next item there is humans are critters of the earth. We outside, we start to develop very good abilities, and our imagination comes back into us. If we live in a matrix of a city, this is all blocked out because everything's being provided. We have the ways that are provided. We have the water that's provided. Good or bad, doesn't matter at that point now, but everything's provided. So if you go out into the country and you just have a walk, you start having more clear thoughts about what might be a personal, what you might personally put away in order to have something to barter with or to dampen the expenses that might come to you. So the next thing would be disinfection. If you are outside and you're cutting yourself, you need something to disinfect the wounds. So something like the large bottles of iodine, large bottles of chlorhexidine, large bottles of Nixol, aka Analyte, that would be something, because you can package, if you buy a gallon or 4 gallons, you can repackage them in smaller containers and give them out. Another good item.
When you talk about iodine, are you talking about the 7% triiodine solution that's available at a veterinarian's office or veterinarian supply house?
I don't care whether you buy the cow dip or the triiodine. I really don't care. It's when something goes wrong and there is no doctor available for you, you need to have the basic stuff in order to get your body to a level where you can function again.
And class, we're talking about roughly $10 per bottle of, I think it's about 16 ounces of triiodine, 7%. Last time we bought it, that's about the price we paid. And that wasn't all that long ago. So, Miles, are you saying at least 1 bottle, or are you thinking more than 1 bottle?
I don't care. You can buy a gallon of everything. You can buy cow dip and use that because you can get 5 gallons for a much better price there.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Please continue.
Okay. Then colloidal silver is something that is very good. If you have a colloidal silver generator and you can generate that, this is something you can barter with, or you can provide to others and create another income with that. So everything that has to do with disinfection, body disinfection, wound disinfection will be something that is going to be needed if you are acting outside, and even if somebody might come and you will have a fight with somebody over something, you will have the means to disinfect yourself and not have a problem with a wound that then starts to go ballistic.
Miles, in the colloidal silver, do you make your own, or do you buy it, or both?
I have a colloidal silver generator. I always make colloidal silver like 200 parts per million. I have it extremely concentrated in order to dilute that, because I'm giving that out to neighbors and to friends here.
Okay, and do you advise them to dilute it 10 to 1 with water, or?
I don't advise anything here. Go to the internet, find out about yourself how you want to do that.
Okay, very good. We'll be right back.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit usaprepares.com. That's usaprepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. usaprepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
I'm Nick Soboleski, a Select Quote agent with a true story that could save you hundreds of dollars a year. A woman named Linda just called. Her husband, Ray, has a $300,000 group life insurance policy, but is changing jobs and can't take it with him. Well, I impartially shopped the highly rated term life insurance companies we represent and found Ray, who is 41 and takes medication to control his cholesterol, a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $26 a month. That's almost twice the coverage for less than half of what he had paid. If SelectQuote hasn't shopped for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 1-800-403-4885. That's 1-800-403-4885. 1-800-403-4885. Or go to SelectQuote.com. We shop. You save. Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
As if chlorine in our water weren't bad enough, now they're adding ammonia?
It's true. Some municipalities are now adding ammonia plus chlorine to your water supply. It's a disinfectant called chloramine. But with a trusted Big Berkey water filter, you can keep chloramine out of your water. New NSF EPA certified lab tests show EPA Berkey water filters remove chloramines, pharmaceuticals, BPA, pesticides, bacteria and viruses, all forms of fluoride, and much more. Big Berkey water filters are the original and most trusted on the market. The gold standard in water purification. And our filters last for years at less than 2 cents per gallon. Big Berkey, the one that's powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. Get your Big Berkey today. Call 1-877-99-BERKEY or click BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. That's 1-877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows, pause and rewind live TV, even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, LibertyOnCall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to LibertyOnCall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's LibertyOnCall.org.
Class Miles and I have been talking about things that we see coming. We've been talking about supplies that you might want to consider getting. These are things that we're doing, and use your own judgment. If you think that what we're saying is right, please investigate further. But we're not telling you to do anything. We're just saying that here's some thoughts, here's some information that we've gathered, and here are some of our reactions. For example, Miles mentioned soap, and I bought 13 cases. And Miles and I hadn't talked about this before. And we've also talked about how we are finding the WebBot report that Cliff High provides and produces and engineered and innovated seem to dovetail very, very closely to what we have been finding out at individually here at usaprepares.com. So, Miles, please continue.
Well, my disclaimer again, don't believe a word that I'm saying. Just prepare in case of you might want to prepare. You have the right to do whatever you want to do, and you have the right to believe in whatever you want to believe. And you can follow every hype that you want to follow. That's all fine. It is just that if you do not want to be responsible that your children or your family is lacking of something or has to cut dramatically, just prepare today. You will never get it as cheap as today.
That's a really good point. And I know that those in Canada were not expecting laundry detergent to cost $54. They weren't. Miles, I remember you could get almost a 5-gallon bucket for $8.99, at Sam's Club. This was, several years ago, but $54 compared to $8.99 is, and we're not talking about a 5-gallon bucket at $54. We're talking about a bottle of laundry detergent.
Yes.
At $54. Please continue.
Okay, we stopped with colloidal silver. I don't give advices on there. Everybody who wants to purchase a colloidal silver generator or build one, you can find instructions on how to build one. You can do that. You can find the parts for that in every hardware store, and you can go ahead and build that. There's enough of material, even only when you consider going to YouTube and smartening up your brain cells there a little bit, you will find everything you need. So the next item, talking about hygiene, is pool shock. In case you need to disinfect or clean something, pool shock is a very good alternative for producing a product that's called Clorox, because it has the same ingredients and it's in powderish form. So when you have a bucket full of pool shock, you can create Clorox by yourself. You can disinfect water with that, and you can disinfect surfaces with that. I definitely would invest the $18 or maybe the $20 for getting a box or a container of pool shock in order to have your personal hygiene. And even if the water goes out and you need you need rags in order to accommodate yourself after your big business, and use pool shock water to clean up after that, that's a viable option. So pool shock definitely should be on the list.
Miles, I believe that you're talking about something as commonly referred to as HTH that you'd buy at a pool supply store or a hardware store or something like that for treating the water in your pool with powdered chlorine, if you will. Correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, the next item that went out of the window here is concerning the ladies, the periodic bleedings. That will be an issue because if supply is not there and demand is very high, this is going to be an issue. And we continue with that after the next segment then.
No shortage.
Go to the marketplace now.
Miles, and I'll be right back. Yeah, we'll be right back.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle. a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit guns80.com, guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
This is a healthcare alert from the Pain Relief Hotline. If you, a family member, or a loved one suffers from knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain and have Medicare as your primary insurance, we've got great news. You don't have to suffer any longer. You can immediately qualify for a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you by calling our 24/7 Pain Relief Hotline at 866-389-0620. Delivery is free and all paperwork is handled for you. If you are on Medicare and have knee, back, shoulder, or ankle pain, don't wait. You can qualify to immediately receive a pain-relieving brace at little or no cost by calling our 24/7 Pain Hotline now at 866-389-0620. Our representatives are standing by 24/7 to take your call and rush you your pain-relieving brace at little or no cost to you. Shipping is free and all paperwork is handled for you. Just call 866-389-0620. That's 866-389-0620. Again, 866-389-0620.
Everyone all set? Cocked, locked, here we go. Your dial set correctly to usaprepares.com, hour number 2. And with us is Miles in Europe. You know, Miles, before we get into the continued discussion about products we should continue to or be considering buying, I wanted to mention something before I forget this. Mrs. Finelli and I were in a supermarket, and we were looking at avocados. And she and I thought, well, let's get a couple avocados. And I looked at them, and these are the dark-skinned ones. They're kind of more brown than bright green, and they're deformed. Every avocado that was for sale, the shape was deformed. I have never seen a deformed-shaped avocado before, and these are from Mexico. And I was wondering if you had noticed the same thing, or do your avocados not come from Mexico?
Nah, our avocados do come from Peru and a little bit more south. But still, sure, we have deformation in apples and in other fruit due to isotopes that are flying around or from stuff that's coming down from the sky. So we do see that, of course, and this is a preparedness item you definitely should be aware of as well, because if you have a more toxic environment, your body needs more of the minerals and nutrients in order to counter that. So we get into that a little bit if you want to.
Well, sure. But I was absolutely shocked, Miles. I mean, you know, when you see the evidence of these deformed products, it's really alarming. And maybe it's because we haven't bought avocados in months, and all of a sudden, you know, we're looking, and here they are. And I said to Mrs. Finley, we're not buying these. These are deformed.
Come on, Vincent. I know why you're doing that to me now. You just don't want to touch the topic of the feminine hygiene pads.
That's next on the list. No, as a matter of fact, if you go to TalkStreamLive.com, you will see that the topic listed, number one topic of talk show topics on TalkStreamLive.com right now is feminine hygiene. That's where we are. And that is really important, Miles, because we have to make sure that our wives and girlfriends and daughters of age have a sanitary
option.
Yeah.
Alternative. Okay, let me give you a pretext on that. In World War II and World War I, when women had the situation that they really could not acquire anything, they were really very bad off in these times because bleeding didn't stop, and they had the blood running down their legs. And not only being uncomfortable with that, it is an hygienic issue. So what we did here is the first thing we threw out these hygienic pads out of our inventory here because this is a business with no end until the menopause of a female. So what you can do instead of that, stock up in these so-called moon cups or rubber cups. They are an alternative for usage to catch the blood and to drain that safely, and they are reusable. So you need a ratio. What we did here, we counted a ratio of 2 cups per woman in order to have backup. And if you want to be safe on that side, you put one in the bug out bag as well.
Okay. That sounds like a great alternative. And we're talking about something that is reusable ad infinitum, correct?
Yes, they're made out of silicone, or if somebody doesn't is allergic to silicone, they come in rubber as well. Just go to eBay, smarten up there, buy it. It's better to have it than later bragging about needing it and not having it. And they were last year they were something about $20 a piece, and now they came down like to $2 a piece. So the investment is not high, and with the first purchase, you even save the money on a monthly package of hygiene pads here. Okay, do you want to bring something to that as well, or shall I continue? By the way, I thank you very much for that break. We have a calf birth here now, and the veterinarian just came in when the break started, so I had the opportunity to run out and just check with him what needs to be done there.
Okay, great. Miles, it'd be wonderful if we could have some of our ladies call in and with, maybe not today, but or email me and send me a message as to, whether they recommend these cups. And that way we could have some more anecdotal evidence that it's a way to go. You know what I'm saying? And this is nothing new. This is, as you said, this has been around for a long time. Yes. But so let's continue with the next item.
Okay, let's stay with hygienic for a second more. You need to have the opportunity to wash your teeth, to brush your teeth with something. And the very cheapest option here is sodium bicarbonate. Stock up on sodium bicarbonate. It's a wonderful multi-purpose item. You can clean with that very well. You can detox the body with that. You can alkalize your body in no time, and you can get rid of acid reflux when you wake up in the night and it starts burning. You just take it. You stay awake for another half an hour, and you just let the CO2 that is developing then in your stomach go out of your stomach. So this is something that you definitely want to have in a small box, even in a bug out bag. Sodium bicarbonate, baking powder, pure.
Now, when you sure, Miles, when you brush your teeth with sodium bicarbonate, do you also add salt? Because my dad taught me many years ago, a small amount of baking soda in your hand, a salt shaker, in the palm of your hand, and then a wet toothbrush to pick up that mixture, and then brush your teeth with that. Do you use salt as well, or is that too abrasive?
No, I don't use salt because salt has a different rate of dilution with your mouth saliva. It stays harder, and it actually can scratch if it's if the particle size is too big. So sodium bicarbonate, in case of an emergency, is just fine. If you want to pep it up, you just put a drop of etheric oil of your wish into that, and you have another flavor added to that. Or what you can do is you can put activated charcoal into that, and that disinfects even more then.
Okay, great. And Mrs. Finelli uses coconut oil. Have you heard of that?
Yes, I heard of that, and I told you that we are doing researches on retreated gums and how to deal with that, and we have an option now on how to counter that you don't need to buy these expensive toothpaste, but you have a two-step process for brushing your teeth, and the second step would be then you use carnauba wax. I'm giving it out for free now. We tested it. It works. You buying carnauba wax. That's the same stuff you put on your car. It's very hard. It melts at 85 degrees centigrade. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit now. But you mix that up with almond oil. And the ratio would be 1 part of a carnauba wax to 2 parts of almond oil. Then you boil that. You cannot boil that straightly over a flame. You need to produce that in a water bath. And with that paste, you brush as a second you brush the second time your teeth with a different toothbrush, and it coats it coats the sleeves of the teeth perfectly for the entire day.
Mm-hmm. find Class Carnauba wax. There used to be an old paste wax that was available. I'm not sure if it still is. It's called Classic Car Wax, and it came in a large round tin, and you could, polish your car with that. And also, there are foods, sometimes candies, are coated with a very, very thin film of carnauba wax as well. So it is not toxic, as I understand it. Miles, what's next?
Yeah.
Yes, right. We have a caller. Yeah. Could John? Who is our caller? Sherry. Okay, Sherry from Kansas. Welcome.
Hi, Vince. Hi, Miles.
Good morning, Sherry.
On the feminine hygiene thing, I used one of those cups, and it worked pretty well. But I wanted to give a warning on something I've heard recently. Was that some of these tampons are being made out of the BT cotton, and
glyphosate,
they are causing reaction between the and now I don't know if they have Roundup ready.
That's exactly it, Sherry. That's exactly it. This is the glyphosate, aka Roundup.
So, and the same would probably be true of some pads. So, another thing I read about, I found this on the internet, is actually getting diaper material. You can buy, just a flat diaper material, which is basically flannel, I believe, and make your own pads that you can wash.
Sherry, wasn't that the way it was done years ago? Washable pads, as we
I would imagine. I don't know what they did.
Sherry, that's absolutely right. Why I do not encourage somebody to do that is you need warm water to wash that. So the effort you put in there is way higher than with a cup that you can rinse out, disinfect, dry it up, and reuse it.
Yeah,
that's why
it works pretty well, except on my real heavy day, and then I usually had to add a pad. But yeah, I used one of those for years. I thankfully don't have to deal with that anymore. So. Okay, that's all I had. Oh, and I use for brushing my teeth. I found this in a book by a dentist about taking care of your own teeth, so you wouldn't have to go see a dentist. Was 3 parts baking soda and 1 part salt, and I use the fine sea salt. I just keep that mixed up in a jar. But also, you want to be sure and buy here in the States, you want to buy the Bob's Red Mill baking soda because it doesn't have aluminum in it.
There you go. Sherry in Kansas,
thank you.
Thanks so much for being with us. Kind of a delicate topic. I think it was covered very well. Thank you very much,
You
Sherry.
did great, Vincent. Thank you.
Miles and I will be right back.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Are you sneezing, coughing, and aching? Do you have a sore throat, a fever, or the sniffles? There's no reason to be sick this cold and flu season with immune system support from Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver can give your body the help it needs to fight off harmful pathogens without hurting beneficial gut flora and without leaving behind resistant bacteria. Antibiotics can damage good microflora and often leave behind bacteria which can cause problems later on. If you're sick of being sick, try Supernatural Silver. Supernatural Silver, the #1 choice of thousands for a safe and effective way to protect against the many diseases and illnesses that we are facing today. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, read our customer reviews, and see the life-changing results that people are having. That's supernaturalsilver.com. Supernaturalsilver.com. Use the promo code PROTECTED for 20% off your entire order. And like us on Facebook. Supernatural Silver. By now you know that wireless technology like cell phones do in fact pose dangers to the health and privacy of everyone. Blockit Pocket's wide range of products are unmatched in providing the protection you deserve. No scare tactics, just common sense. BlockitPocket.com offers quality American-made options to alleviate and eliminate these invisible dangers. Learn more at BlockitPocket.com or call 888-315-9618. BlockitPocket.com, enhancing health and privacy.
Average weight lost in a study was 8.3 pounds to 4.2 inches total in first month. Results vary. Call to cancel within 14 days and return remaining non-frozen food for a refund less return shipping. Free shakes with first order only.
All right, guys. The holidays are over and we have got some weight to lose. Let's do this. It's going to take pizza, some pasta, some chicken parm. Great foods. All part of the awesome new Turbo 10 program from Nutrisystem. You'll love it. Money back guaranteed. Lose up to 10 pounds and 5 inches in your first month. Look, you keep putting it off, you'll keep putting it on. So call Nutrisystem today and get 4 weeks of delicious meals and 1 week of Nutrisystem's new Turbo Shakes free. Packed with protein plus probiotics to help support digestive health and bust that gut. You'll also get a week of Nutri-Crush Shakes to crush hunger free. Come on, lose up to 10 pounds and 5 inches in your first month. Call 866-987-THIN. 866-987-THIN. Make the call. 866-987-THIN.
Are you looking to sell body armor? Want to make extra money selling body armor at your local gun shows? With low minimum buys and great returns, Katie Armor is the answer. Make money in your spare time. It's American-made body armor with the quickest turnaround in the industry, which means you get your product when you need it at very competitive rates. And they'll ship it to you for free. If you own a business, give them a call today at 855-488-KATIE. That's 855-488-2284. Or go to katiearmor.com. Come and take it.
Miles is with us. You know, Miles, everything can be going along just fine, and then something happens, and it really interferes with things we're doing. For example, you know, top of the hour news, they talked about this crane that fell over in Manhattan. So there's 1 dead, 15 injured. A 20-story high construction crane collapsed, crushing cars, and now they have gas leaks. They might have water main problems. This crane is 200 feet tall, and it was attached to a track-type tractor, meaning kind of like a bulldozer, if you will. But this very tall crane was attached to that for moving, heating, and air conditioning equipment and possibly generators to tall buildings. The whole point of this is you could be traveling down the road and all of a sudden a crane falls down and kills people in the street, in their cars, walking along the sidewalk. This is a pretty serious event. So that means that we need to look up, look down, make sure that we're aware of the situations around us, okay? And be prepared. Be prepared for all kinds of things. Seriously. Miles, you were talking about some products that we should consider having on hand, and the last one we talked about was feminine hygiene products. Do you have other items that you suggest we purchase should we decide to be prepared?
Yes, first line of defense now. First line of defense is what you need for your body in order to stay functional. What can ruin your day if you have an infection in your body, you don't know what it is, and your acid levels are starting to rise. It's called acidosis. And if you don't counter that, you will lose the magnesium and the body calcium. So you need to counter that right away. And you can use something very cheap. It's called potassium bicarbonate. We had a show about that with Doc Shealy.
Yes, we did.
So for the class, if you want to listen to that, just find out on YouTube or on about a show with Shealy and with me and with Vincent. We were talking about potassium bicarbonate. This is hard to get, and I don't recommend getting it. I recommend getting the potassium carbonate. It's way, way higher in its potency, and you only need to use a pinch of it in a 2-quart bottle of water, or a 1.5 quart bottle of water. Just a pinch, and you have a pH level of 9 to 9.5 in there, and that will do to get rid of the acids in your body. Be aware, when you have acidosis in your body is countering that and giving up bone calcium and magnesium. And that will affect even your tooth, because the body takes it out where it can get it the most easy, and that would be your teeth will have a problem with that then. Get it now. Yeah, get it now. It's very cheap, and pack it up, even for bartering or for giving away to others.
And Miles, do you have a rough idea of the cost of potassium carbonate?
Potassium carbonate is very cheap. It's industrially made. You just need to buy the pharma grade. The food grade is very good as well. And you get a pound of potassium carbonate here for approximately $5. And that will last you for years.
Okay, very good.
First line of defense, second item is what you commonly know as magnesium oil. This item is a little bit more expensive, and it is worth buying it in bulk. It's called magnesium chlorate hexahydrate. I repeat, it's magnesium chlorate hexahydrate. And you can use that as you can solve that in a water solution and use it as transdermal magnesium, but you can drink it as well. And that's how you will be able to avoid cramping if you have to work and you're facing cramps.
Miles, what you're talking about is being prepared at the body's level so that we can continue, because as I've experienced, when we've had ice storms, everything is really, really hard to do, and it takes a long time, and just survival is really, really difficult. So this is great information, class, if you decide to pursue it. We'll be right back.
Yeah, let's continue when we come back.
Removing bad taste and odor from your drinking water is easy. Removing the bad stuff you don't taste is what ProPure does best. Water the way nature meant it to be. Clean, crisp, and refreshing. See the complete line of ProPure countertop, inline, gravity, and household water filtration products. Visit your authorized ProPure dealer or ProPureUSA.com. That's ProPureUSA.com. Or call 800-544-3533.
So you've got to take a state construction license exam or certification. Can't decide on what books or what chapters to study? Discover right now how you can eliminate unnecessary books and wasted study time. At contractorexam.com, our study materials zero in on state-required test topics in an effective, multiple-choice format. So whether you're a plumber, electrician, general contractor, or other construction-related trade, contractorexam.com will help get you prepared. Visit us at www.contractorexam.com today.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees, ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
BuySellMakeOffer.com.
BuySellMakeOffer.com. You got it?
BuySellMakeOffer.com.
BuySellMakeOffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
My dad was 59 when he collapsed from a heart attack late last year. Just this past August was when we spread his ashes on the St. Croix River. I loved my dad, but boy was he stubborn. He hadn't been to the doctor in over 25 years. His excuse? He simply couldn't afford it. He wasn't a rich man by any means. At less than $107 per month, libertyoncall.org would have been the perfect alternative for my father. Don't wait. Go to libertyoncall.org right now, for not just your sake, but for the sake of your loved ones. Again, that's libertyoncall.org.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.
Attention USA Prepares listeners. When you're on the road or have limited data or Wi-Fi, now you can listen to USA Prepares Unfiltered and Untapped at no extra charge on this non-federal phone number, 1-605-477-3249. Try it now to listen to USA Prepares 24/7 at no extra cost or data charges. These are not on federal lines. These are lines located on Indian reservations off the grid. Call 1-605-477-3249. No smartphones or internet needed. To hear USA Prepares Untapped and off the grid, just call 1-605-477-3249.
Do you have difficulty taking supplements? Are you searching for a high-quality, complete nutritional drink that your whole family will love? NutriMedical's Life Support has arrived. All of your daily nutritional requirements in one quick, delicious drink. Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support is a proprietary blend of vegan protein, activated vitamins, essential minerals, amino acids, probiotics, green tea, digestive enzymes, anti-inflammatories, cancer prevention, detoxification, and much more. Your body will high-five you for this one. Life Support is the best complete nutrition meal replacement on the market. Whether you are an elite athlete, have post-operative challenges, chronic illness, elderly, or a family that just wants a quick, delicious drink, try Dr. Bill Deagle's Life Support for optimized nutrition in one great tasting smoothie. Just add cold water, almond milk, fruit, or anything else you like. NutriMedical's Life Support. Try our great tasting chocolate or vanilla today. Call 888-212-8871 or visit us online at NutriMedical.com. NutriMedical.com for the whole family.
Class Miles has been with us for this broadcast classroom, and we've been talking about preparedness. We've been talking about individual items. We've been talking about items that you might want to consider getting now while the price is more reasonable than we expect it will be in the future. Miles, I wanted to buy some brakes, and after the broadcast, I'm going to pick up some brakes for an old Mercedes ML320. They used to be $19.95. Today, they're $30.
Which kind of brakes are you talking about? The rotors or the pads?
No, I'm just talking about the front pads. And, those are the absolute least expensive you can get. The type we typically buy are about $70 for the set at the same store. So what I'm saying is I'm seeing prices for automobile parts going up. Are you as well?
Well, I do. And, you talked for years about preparation on that. I don't want to go into that. I just want to stay at what you can do on a personal, individual level, like in the next couple of months, and we only have 25 minutes to go through that anymore. But let me give out a big thanks to John Regan. And I encourage everybody in class to go back to every Monday to listen to every broadcast about the financial state of the union with John Regan, because he is giving out the succession, how things are developing. And who doesn't get the picture there suffers with cognitive dissonance and really needs to, sometimes my father told me, look outside, look up, look down. And even then, if you do that, you don't see the baseball bat. It's coming towards you. But you don't need to wait for the baseball bat. You have John Regan telling you everything, how the succession of things how it's doing with you, how you have to deal with that, and how you can counter that. And so my show today here with Vincent is only on the level of where you can get active. And if you only pick one item out of that, what we were talking about, that is even better than watching the Super Bowl and forgetting about everything we were talking today.
And Miles, what if we just put this thought in our class's mind? What if we're only half right? What if what we're saying is half right? What if it's only 10% right? And those are the kind of discussions that I've had with people who meet me for the first time. What if we're only just a little bit right? Would you do anything?
Well, I'm living it.
Yeah.
You know, out of conversations over a long time, how my position is on these things, and what I already witnessed, and how we countered things here. So this is something that is not coming out of the blue for us here, because we already were going through snowstorms. We were going through having no electricity and things like that, because we're living in the mountains. We have harsh conditions, and everything that can go bad will go bad at one point in time, and here you need to be prepared. And that is the thing that thrives you, because otherwise, if you live in the matrix and everything is being provided to you, you fall asleep.
That's a really good point. And for the matrix that you're talking about, I see so many people living in. They have a quarter of an acre, or they mow their lawn, and they're done. I mean, 15 minutes. And that's it. And boy,
it's okay. It's all right. It's a personal choice.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a personal choice. If you want to live like that, that is absolutely fine with me. But don't brag when things break. That's my 2 cents on that. The other thing I want to bring out into what I forgot to mention in the first hour is the timeline we were talking about and when to get it. Class, you have now for at least one of these items to prepare in a bulk fashion, that you have something to order that you can give out or share with family and friends. You have a timeline to acquire these things or to prepare these things until end of March. Everything what you prepared until end of March is good, because it gives you a bonus time until summer, if under the presumption that Cliff's report is right. And we're talking here about the WebBud report of Cliff High with the homepage of halfpasthuman.com.
And Cliff Hyde is a senior USA Prepares instructor. And Miles, just as a side note, I was talking to Cliff off the air, and I invited him to come back again and again. And he said, "You know what? I am just so busy."
He is.
It's not like he's making excuses. He doesn't want to come back on the air. He wants to. He really is busy, and he is preparing for his future as well. So it's you, it's John Regan, it's the other instructors at USA Prepares. I'm doing it. We all seem to have this sense of we better get it done very quickly while we still can.
Well, I'm exchanging emails with Cliff because I know he's busy. I'm not calling him, but I'm exchanging from time to time emails with him. And we're talking about natural remedies such as tinctures. And now we are getting into what you can do if you have a piece of property or a farm for what's coming. And so we're mashing it now with the city slickers and with the farmers. One very important item is food that has high, dense vitamins. This is already now bad to get. You have your adventures on that, and I do that. I do have my adventures with that as well. So the option that you have here is sprouting. Sprouting is very easy. Doc Norm Shealy already had that on the show. He was pointing out to how beneficial sprouts are for health because of the dense nutrients and the vitamins that they provide. And he has a sprouter on his webpage that is good. But we're now I try to boil it down like to the most dense core here. if you have jars for canning, or you have marmalade or jars or peanut butter jars, you can use them as well. It's very simple. You use a piece of cloth and a piece of normal rubber to attach that piece of cloth. Best would be like the window cloth that prohibits mosquitoes coming into your window. You put that over that, and you flush these sprouts 3 times a day. Some you have to keep in a dark place. Some of them you have to keep in the sunlight. You can find all the information about sprouting, even if you just smart up a little bit and go to YouTube. Just put in sprouting. And for sprouting, you need only these jars. If everything goes south, you need the jars, but you need the seeds. So find out what kind of seeds, what kind of vegetables you are comfortable with, and buy a bag of that. Buy 5 pounds, buy 10 pounds. And you 6-fold the volume of a seed, at least 6-fold it when you put it into a jar and you water it, and you have something for consumption and to put into a belly when food prices are going to rock. Get them now. The seeds are your option. And why am I telling that to you? I'm not a friend of wheats because today's wheats are produced very industrially, and I gave out a homework assignment to my children, to my wife, to find out what it all takes in order to eat a slice of bread. What is the production circle behind that? How do you get from seed to bread? And you find out that this is an absolute industrial style process. You cannot do that easily for yourself. You could with very much time that you had to invest into that. So I was researching where did the idea of consuming bread as a food come from. And it was very interesting that I found out that it came out of Egypt when they started to have these cities, and the cities needed to have a reliable food source for many, many people. So Egypt started it. They had the best wheat in the world back in the days, and then the Greek empires and the Roman Empire adopted it. They adopted it with the knowledge that wheat, that the human body never was intended to eat wheat. We're talking about grass. So the human body was not intended to eat grass or the starch out of grass. We were hunters and gatherers. So we were looking for berries, for roots, for something that we could utilize in our body directly, and not having the effect on high acidity with the weeds. And we're not taking into account Monster Satan right now with the glyphosate. So I suggest sprouting as an alternative, to have something there. Get the seeds for that, start sprouting, get used to it, because if you need it after summer, you will be prepared.
Really good point. And so in pursuit of that, class, if you have been sprouting for a while and you'd like to share those experiences with us in this broadcast classroom, if you are a sprouter and you've been doing it for a while and you're comfortable talking about what works and what doesn't work, I'd like to do a broadcast or two or more with you. So please contact me, Vincent at usaprepares.com, Vincent at usaprepares.com. Subject line, all caps, the words important followed by sprouting. Okay? And please leave your telephone number, contact information, and I'll call you. And we'll talk about teaching a class on sprouting. Excellent subject, Miles. I'm so glad you mentioned that.
Okay, going ahead. If you have a farm, when things go south with the economy and the value of the dollar decreases, we will have a problem with shipments of raw materials, such as chemicals, in order to provide medicine. And so we probably, if under the presumption that Cliff High is right, we'll face a situation that we will come back to more traditional herbal remedies such as tinctures, teas, pastes, and creams. So whoever has a farm is good advised to learn something about growing herbs, such as flowers that have a medicinal purpose that you can turn into tinctures. Plus, what would be very, very beneficial is how to make alcohol, how to yeast, because if you make tinctures, you need the alcohol. Otherwise, you only can use tea. Well, I think we have to sell something again.
My son is going to be so glad to hear you say that, because he wants to make alcohol and he wants to grow plants on the farm. We'll be right back.
How many of you want to learn how to dig up bugs, worms, and raise crickets for food? Do you prefer to eat them dried and crunchy or while still alive? Well, you won't have to if you can defend your food supply from predators. You may want to get an AR-15 kit from guns80.com and build your own AR-15 rifle from a kit. If you can legally own a rifle, you can purchase this AR-15 kit. If you're handy, you can complete the rifle in about an hour. The kit comes with all the parts you're going to need to build your rifle, but you'll need a drill press. And survivalists need one anyway. The Guns80.com team purchased the same used floor-standing drill press that I have for $100. You can too. And when you're finished, you'll have a paperwork-free AR-15 rifle, a drill press, drill bits, and the knowledge to maintain your AR-15 rifle, all for less than you expect. So if you want a paperwork-free AR-15 parts kit like mine, visit Guns80.com, Guns80.com, and let the unprepared have our share of the bugs.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Hello?
Congratulations.
For what?
For losing all that weight. How'd you do it so fast?
ASAP.
ASAP what? What's that mean?
Are you ready to get as skinny as possible, as soon as possible, as simple as possible, and as sexy as possible?
I'm listening.
Then get with the ASAP program. It's real and it works. No smooth talk, no slick advertising, and no exaggerated claims of success.
I've got to know more.
Welcome to ASAP, as slim as possible. Whether you have 10, 20, or 50 pounds to lose, ASAP is your weight loss answer. ASAP targets the abnormal fat reserves and makes them available to be burned as fuel and contains no caffeine or hormones. Order ASAP at wholesale prices or join the team to share the business with others. Visit GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203. Lose weight and look great with ASAP, as slim as possible. Owe $10,000 or more to the IRS?
Get on board with the Tax Admiral. Don't take on the IRS alone. I'll cut penalties and reduce your overall tax bill. Sometimes I can even get it zeroed out completely.
We're an A-rated company helping people clean up their mess with the IRS.
If you owe $10,000 or more, then call the Tax Admiral.
Call 800-287-7180. Again, that's 800-287-7180. 800-287-7180.
It's about time something new came along for better selling and buying online. And I found it.
What now, Marge?
It's buysellmakeoffer.com.
Never heard of it.
It's a brand new company. That's why you've never heard of it. It's the newest and best way to sell any products online. I did all the research.
Sell my car?
Yes.
Our home?
Yep.
My golf bag?
Your golf clubs. All of them.
How about your purse collection hoard?
Hey, now.
You said any product.
Right. I did. We get 30 days free.
Really?
Packages starting from only $7.95. And buysellmakeoffer.com will never charge item fees ever. Never. And this is cool. Listen to this. You can even use Skype or video to show your items.
That's cool.
Yes. All we have to do is go to the website, sign up, and then load our stuff to sell. I love this site.
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
Buysellmakeoffer.com. You got it?
Buysellmakeoffer.com.
makeoffer.com. Better selling, better buying.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson Adam Pulaski of the Pulaski Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is the attorney responsible for the content of this ad. This ad is not legal advice, and the choice of a lawyer should not be based solely upon advertisement. Services may not be available in all states. Attention Xarelto users. If you or a loved one took Xarelto and suffered a serious bleeding event, you may be entitled to financial compensation. Xarelto is a popular prescription blood thinner used to prevent blood clots and protect patients from strokes. These serious bleeding events have led to numerous cases of hospitalization and even death. Phone lines are open 24/7. Call 800-261-0937. That's 800-261-0937.
Class Miles was with us, and Miles is talking about herbal remedies and growing herbs and flowers with medicinal benefits and producing alcohol. I'm all for it, Miles. Please continue.
Okay, so in order to have the full benefit of that, your assignment will be then that you go to Amazon or to eBay or wherever, Craigslist, and find books on about, for the ones that consume on what kind of, a herbal book or traditional folks medicine or traditional Chinese medicine, something like that, in order to have an orientation what there is if you have an ailment and what to use. So you need to smart up there, and you can do that. You don't need to rush that within these 2 or 3 months, but get the book that you have it when you need it. And for the farmers that want to plant, they definitely need to read that book in order to provide superb products in order to help with these ailments and know how to produce them, how to get the right pH, how to prepare soil, or even to grow them in a hydroponic way and fashion with maybe a Kratky system that doesn't need irrigation, that you only fill up once and the plant grows with that then.
Miles, there's so many things that we need to learn, and some people may say it's just overwhelming. And I used to have a boss who said, well, how do you eat an elephant? And the answer is one bite at a time. So start learning, start reading. And Miles, you mentioned books. You've mentioned YouTube as well, but do you think books are the way to go? I do. I'd rather have a book than an electronic file. Because
Vincent, I don't care at the point in time. I really don't care, because you can go to web pages that have that downloadable. You can download that, print it out, and have it in a file.
Mm-hmm. Correct. What I'm saying is a printed form is what I'd rather have. That's my first choice, even though it takes up more room, because I think I'll be able to have it longer. It's less portable, that's for sure. If I have to, bug out, I'd rather have it on an electronic file form. But other than that, if I'm staying in place, I'd rather have it in printed form. Okay, so we're talking about getting books on herbs, tinctures, herbal medicine, Chinese medicine. What else is on your list, Miles?
We have the so-called medicinal animals. For the farmers, for the plants, you need enough fertilizer. And especially if you start growing hydroponically or aquaponically without fish and without a circulating system, that would be then the so-called Kratky method. I repeat, Kratky method. Smart up on the Kratky method and how to plant, because you, as somebody who is in the city, can adjust your shopping habits in order to buy these containers that you can reuse then as a planting can.
Miles, back in World War II in the United States, they had something called Liberty Gardens, and this could be flower pots on balconies, for those who live in the city or in apartments. There were plots of land in the city that were just tilled and planted for food, and the idea was to offload the demand from the traditional supermarket or grocery store supply to growing your own. Absolutely critical. I think we all need to do it. And class, if Marjorie Wildcraft says something like this, if you've had less than 3 complete gardening failures, you have a green thumb. It's not all that easy.
Yes, it's not easy, but it's time to smarten up on the Kratky method, because you need to get the fertilizer right, and you need to get the pH for the plant right. And if you have that, your options are going up. They're skyrocketing, actually. So I recommend a YouTube channel here that would be the so-called MHP Gardener. I repeat, MHP Gardener. He's going over what kind of solutions you have, what kind of fertilizer you need, and what you can plant with that and how. And from there, you will find other YouTube videos that you can navigate through and get smarter on that one. So the next point would be medicinal animals. And every milk-producing mammal, is something that will be beneficial for producing leather and for producing a milk that has healing abilities, such as the camel milk. So I hope everybody could take something away from that. And class, you have time until March to get prepared as a first step.
Miles, thank you so much for being with us. Miles in Europe, senior USAPrepares.com instructor, who's been with us for 2 hours. Please share this broadcast with friends and family. Miles, thank you so much for your effort, your tireless energy, and your interest. Class, above all, honesty and integrity. What happens next is up to you.
By now you know that USAPrepares.com is your source for water filtration systems. Here at the farm, we use our water filtration system for drinking, cooking, and for our cats and dogs. Which brand are we using? Well, that would be the ProPure system, because it filters out pathogens, microbes, chlorine, and fluoride. Multiple sources indicate that fluoride is responsible for lowering our IQs by 5%. Now, how many of you would like to sign up for a lower IQ? USAPrepares.com offers ProPure water filtration systems and accessories at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate. We buy them by the pallet loads and pass the savings on to you. And if you're outside of Missouri, there's no sales tax. And if this appeals to you, visit USAPrepares.com. That's USAPrepares.com. You can order online, and we have the ProPure water filtration systems in stock, ready to ship. USAPrepares.com. ProPure water filtration systems at the same price as everyone else, except we offer an instant rebate.
Winter has just begun, and are you already tired of being cold? How would you like to never be cold again? This is Dale with Fortress Clothing, and I'm here to tell you, you will never be cold again with Fortress. If you're tired of freezing your butt off, elk hunting, sitting in a tree stand deer hunting, winter camping, fishing, ice fishing, no longer fear the cold. If you snowmobile, ski, snowboard, get Fortress. Sledding with the kids, shoveling the walks, shopping, or if you or your spouse get cold feet at home, get Fortress. If you're stuck outside working in the cold or find yourself in an emergency situation, get our winter bug out bag and you will never be cold again. Fortress is the answer, so quit complaining and go to fortressclothing.com. It's a mid-layer garment that goes with anything you want to wear. Enter coupon code RADIO and get 20% off any item. Go now while we still have inventory. fortressclothing.com.